This place is a three-college town, but that doesn't make it just a college town. No, if you take a bird's eye view of this place and look at it from that perspective, you'll see that it's local businesses, people, art, music that makes up the town that we know and love today. And today we're going to start by looking behind the scenes at one of the most legendary places here in Denton, and that is at Recycled Books.
Delaney is definitely not a 2,000-year-old entity that's lived underneath the bookstore since before it existed. The most important thing for us here is to retain our sanity so that we can be of service to customers. Welcome to our kitchen. It's that time of day. I got to eat my vegetables, Cam, okay? And I think this is a very important thing to represent, whether you use it or not. You gotta eat your vegetables, okay? So I'm gonna heat my vegetables up. If I don't eat my vegetables, I won't be able to have my PB&J and coffee. But now that I work here...
It's officially 8, so the timer has started.
But we were talking about getting lost in the store, which was my favorite part about when I first started. The best thing about when you first start is that you have very little responsibilities. As an associate, we all are responsible for a number of sections. We work the counter, we shelve books, we clean up stuff. And then eventually we help with buying the books and other items. And when you first start, you're not going to buy for about a year, usually, unless you've got some background in it. So I spent a lot of time just getting lost on the shelves of the books that I wasn't even supposed to be shelving. When a customer first comes in, you want to kind of gauge how much they actually want to know, because a lot of customers are so overwhelmed that they're not going to ask anything, and I can relate to that. I just want to take something in first. But I'll tell them, welcome, let me know if you need help finding anything. Because that's usually the question people ask. Where is this going to be? Do you have this? Whatever. It all comes down to helping them find something. And the number one thing people need to find on a daily basis is the bathroom. Okay? So that bathroom, I've memorized how to send you to it. You go down the ramp into the next room, look at the left-hand wall where you see this big red fan. Go under that through the kids section all the way to the window. You take a breath. If you go all the way to the window, you'll see the hallway to your right. One of my favorite sections in the store is the rare book section, and that is directly adjacent to the video games, the VHS tapes, the toys, and basically all the stuff that there had to just be new people on staff saying, hey, we should be buying this stuff for us to get. Each section is its own little cowlick.
So rare books? You got rare books?
We got a rare book section that whenever people want to look back here, I have the opportunity to tell them about our online storefronts, because this is just a microcosm of the really cool stuff that we want people to see, and the rest of the really cool stuff we have to list online. So, and then you get a certain demographic of people who can't find the romance books. I don't even think we label them as romance books. They're bestsellers. Anyway, we go through this beautiful section, which you should get all this stuff. I got a couple swords I'm going to put on these walls. Somebody who ran this section in olden times went through the trouble of papering all these walls with these gorgeous images, and that's the energy I like here at the bookstore. Same with the room where the actual romance or bestsellers are. I like to show people all the way to the furthest reach of the store where only the teenagers come. The other half of the basement wasn't so easy. So they tore up the floors in the other half of the basement, including this little room off to the right, which we're about to go into. And they discovered lots of moisture because this is a really old building. And there's lots of groundwater that comes through here. So they had to dig trenches, and they had to install a pump here. So they did all that. They refloored it. It's beautiful. But for the past several months, we have had to figure out how to get over this mountain of rebuilding and reorganizing, putting all the books back on the shelves. And I believed in us the entire way. I knew it was going to be great. I've been enthusiastic about this whole time. But others who have their sections down here like me have been real frustrated and real anxious about this. And it's really coming together. My colleagues have been doing a great job. And the last part of it here is, which we don't necessarily need to get into, though this is Delaney's office I'm about to show you to. This is where all my sections are. And this is the last blast. This we're going to have to plan all together. We're going to have to build all the shelves. We're going to have to organize it. There's going to be a lot of interesting changes to this room. But since you're here, Cam, and you can use whatever of this you want to use, first we're going to take a look in Delaney's office here. Well, this is where we'll summon Delaney from.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, so I've got to have Delaney join me for our closing stuff. So I've got to summon Delaney. Thank you. All right. Trash can. Now it's not super full, but I'm going to take this outside. So I'll always check the wood shop, which we use from time to time. No one's in there. Peep in there for a second. It's a cool little room.
It's funky.
And Delaney, we got to figure out where we're going to put this this big bird. This one's done. Clean sack. But here's the trick. You come upstairs and you start a horrible coughing fit. And you start stomping around, spilling your coffee all over yourself. I'm not going to do that now because I lack the wherewithal. But that'd be a good idea to get people out, I tell you. Looks great. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We got a new one. Had a little surprise in there that time.
Bummer, that's okay though. You have 5 minutes to shop around. If you're upstairs, rec room, kids room, or the science room, you have 5 minutes. It sounds like a lot of time, but stuff goes by fast. You normally get stuck in the dark, and it'd be extremely awkward. Thank you.
That's good. Okay.
He was like peeling it
And
off.
if you wait
and I was like, oh,
on your PB&J,
5-second rule does not apply to lollipops and
it'll
gum
start to
on
congeal
the
together.
top.
When I do it.
Are very motivating. I felt the fear, I felt the motivation, I felt all the emotions. I appreciate it. Oh, I forgot to buy your shirt.
All right, folks. If you can hear the music, them lights are going to be coming down. And then you're going to have to say to yourself, now it's dark. I'm out. I don't want you to get caught in the dark. So come on up to the front with your final selections. because we got to go home, baby. Love you. I can't really presume the reasons, but they take a long time. But here, get me doing this now.
Yeah, no, that'd be great.
There we go.
That's what happens when you try to fake news something.
And sometimes people will come around at 8:45 with 10 boxes of stuff. Who knows who put the books for tall people there? Who knows? But these sections all grew out of the love of each person who worked here and tended to that section and shepherded that section into existence as what it is right now. And that's how you make it work. I don't know on the money side, though we do have the one location. So as I explained to people, we have low overhead, and that allows us to pay the customer a little bit more, as long as they understand that we have to be selective, because we only have this limited amount of real estate. But that ends up making us happy because we get good stuff, and they get good money, and everyone's happy, and the cycle continues. So the cycle just seems to continue, Cam, and I'm not entirely sure if I can shed any light on how that works, except for that the people are pretty great.